What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
Things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Howdy, howdy. Let me make sure that I am okay. It appears that I am going out. If there's any issues, please let me know. It was another day where I battled my audio settings. I say day, I shouldn't be so melodramatic. Okay, so the last half an hour, 45 minutes, I've been beating on it with a hammer trying to get my audio settings back to where they were. It's like a magical adventure when you get everything just right. And I don't know what I'm getting off that is different from before when it was working. Because, like I said, it's not like I've got, like most people, just have like 2, 3 options. Oh no, I've got a list both for playback and for recording. I have a pretty long list of different devices because of all the stuff my computer's got. So, and then there's, well, the one app, the Voice Meter Banana, that itself adds 2 inputs and 2 outputs um, by itself alone. And then I've got virtual desktop that adds an input and an output. Then I've got the Oculus headset, which adds an input and an output. And then there's the Realtek audio card that's on board on the motherboard. That's a pretty stout, decent card. So it's got several inputs and outputs. So yeah, it's like swimming through a pool of outputs and inputs, trying to get just the right match so that everything works together. Because see, the ideal setup and the way it was working is that if I played a video right now, right up there on the screen, you would hear the audio. However, right this moment, if I played something on that screen, you're not going to hear nothing. Now I can get it to where you do hear it, but I can't hear it at the same time you hear. It's just a weird, screwed up, messed up mess. But anyway, enough of that. I've got a little bit of office work to do before we get started. I woke up. I've got a notepad that I can't happen to read with these cheap black and white cameras. Anyway, uh, I've got a couple of things. I woke up today to an amazing surprise, and it may not seem that big of a deal to you, but it actually was to me. A gentleman, I'll just call him by his first name, a gentleman by the name of Bill, became a Patreon subscriber. And I appreciate it very much, sir. I haven't been real good keeping the tier stuff and all that, but the deal is this. Anything, man. If you want my number, give me a call, whatever. It's not like I got a bunch of patrons to tend to. So anything you want, man. You name it. If there's any particular content that you're looking for, anything. Because it's kind of an input output thing. If I don't get input, I don't know what to output. I don't intend to sound like a pompous ass when I say that, I've got a lot of skills and I know a lot of different skill sets. That's intentional. I spent my life learning them. So it's a little weird, when certain individuals like content creators on YouTube want me to step back from what I know because they don't know it, and I don't know. They're the ones after the YouTube lightning. I'm not. But and again, I'm not a real good social person. Bill, I meant to write you a message on Patreon earlier, and about 4 different times I was getting ready to start doing that, and then I get squirreled, and I suck. I suck with the whole social media. I suck with the whole social thing. So again, if there's any content, Bill, that you're looking for, or anything, or if you want to just have a conversation with me personally, absolutely, just let me know, and I can give you my number or whatever the case may be. Secondly, tonight is the first night that I have given a link to the general public, meaning all of you, to get in here. Now, if you don't have a VR headset, oh, thank you, Friday. Thank you very, very much. I have it down in the description, down below, down there. Um, I have the link to be able to get in here. Now, if you're on a tablet or a phone, I know you can do it. I would imagine you just use your browser. And then on a PC, that I know for sure, you just use your browser. As a guest, you don't have to be a signed up member, so you don't have to sign anything up. All you do is you go to the site, go to the link that I've got in the description, and it will ask you for a username, and and it's not registering it. It just for that session, it needs to know what you want to be called. So you put in whatever name, and then when you click to join, it's going to ask, obviously, for permission to use a microphone and/or camera. You don't have to turn either one on, but you do have to at least allow it to hear the microphone or see the, one or the other, so that way you can get in the door. But you don't have to turn it on. You can stay muted the entire time. You don't have to turn your camera on. The only other person, if you will, in here right now, Steve's not here right now. Patrick's not here. So I'm the only one here other than what is actually putting this stream out, which is titled Watchman Recorder. And that's just another account that I have that sits in here and basically does a screen grab and tosses it out to the YouTubes. So, again, anybody that wants to join in, have the conversation along with us. The link's down in the description. I don't foresee there being any issues. The thing of it is this. Yeah, if somebody joins and just tries to be disruptive, yes, they'll be booted, because that's not getting anywhere for anybody. But if somebody truly wants to have a discussion, by all means, I don't want anybody to ever think that they have to agree with me, because I have got some far out, whacked out views, and I know that. So I don't expect everybody on the planet to agree with me. Hell, I don't even agree with me half the time. So I get it. But I, I want to get as much engagement as I can in what time we have left. Because just as I extended the bill, I need to know what it is that people need to know. I will hammer on the same two things, I promise you, and that's pole shift and wood gasifications. I will beat those horses to death. But that's because that is why I was put here on the YouTubes, to bring you news and to spread the message about pole shift and wood gasification. So here I am. And I've been doing it ever since Jump. So, but as far as the news side is concerned, I just want to be able to bring you guys some straight information. I know I do have opinions. I know I do express my opinions. I make them very well known, and I know many of them are very strong opinions. But that's all they are in many cases, is just opinions. Now, there are many instances that I won't back away from those opinions because the facts support it. However, I will always be up for the discussion because that's how I learn. And it's not that I've never changed my position on things. It's just kind of rare because I'm normally pretty well thought things. Pretty well thought things quite a bit. I was coughing, so I muted my mic. So anyway, like I say, Bill, if there's anything in particular you want, let me know. As far as anybody else that might want to come in here and join us, join the conversation, you are absolutely more than welcome to do so. I don't have anything organized tonight. Imagine that. Imagine me not having something organized. I mean, I know, right? Crazy talk. But believe it or not, it happens. Like almost every night. So I do have to. Oops, wait a minute. Is that the wrong? Okay. Got to be careful with my binging and boonging and all that good stuff. Come on, give me the X. Give me the X. Okay, I didn't even see where I was at. And I didn't get these put in order because I suck. All right. I'm going to start out with this, which I still have highlighted for doing the title of the show. We're going to go ahead and start out with that. Now, is this the right one? No, dude, it's not the right one. That one is the right one. What did I hit? Oh, that's right. Hang on. Okay. I I have this wish or this plan to win the lottery that I don't play. Oh yeah, I need to finish what I was saying earlier too. So that I can get the keyboard. There's a keyboard. Um, well, there's different keyboards, but there's one for about $40. Last I checked, it was like $40. It's a Bluetooth keyboard, but it's one that the Quest 2 recognizes. And so if I've got one of those puppies, I will actually see it right here, and actually everybody else can see it too, on this table in virtual land. Right now, like I said, I've got black and white cameras, and I kind of see my keyboard, but it's real fuzzy. You got to get like real down on the keyboard to make out the letters. Um, so anyway, what I was gonna say earlier, and why I was so thankful for Bill's patronage, is because, and this is gonna sound so stupid, so goofy, I know. Um, but usually, what that gets used for, because it's not a ton of money, it gets used for. Me and Blue both take Benadryl, and so um, last month, those funds went towards buying her and I some more Benadryl, and then I was on my last lighter because some people smoke some things, and well, they would go through Bic lighters. So I don't know if you recall this, and this is going to lead me into a couple more quick subjects. Um, One of them is kind of cool. I think so. So anyway, I needed more Bics. So because technically I'm not supposed to be using these Bic lighters because, and I know you can't see it, but I'm holding it because they're for like SHTF, yo. But I do because of, well, yeah. And so I do use them. And this is my very last one. So I was able to order 14 more because I buy oh, sweet, Patrick's here. I was able to buy uh, the 14 pack. And what's up, brother? I was also
What's up?
able, same old man, I was able to get uh, there's a couple of little torch lighters that I got. So if they turn out to be a good buy, it's like $10, and they're refillable butane little torch lighters, and I'm gonna check them out. Sweet, Steve's here too. I'm gonna check them out, and if they're good to go, I'm definitely gonna let you guys know about them. And then on top of that, I mentioned something about a week ago that a company was in email communication with me about a camera. It's like a security camera. Now, this is kind of like we'll say like this Blink style or Ring style, the wireless kind of cameras that that kind of style camera. And I don't know exactly the name that's going to be on the box, so I don't want to say yet. I know the name of the company that contacted me, but I don't. They could be different things, so I don't want to mention the name of the product yet. It's not, it's not something big time. Well, you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna check it out. I haven't gotten it yet, but they said they were sending it, and so I will absolutely check it out. In fact, I plan on bringing you guys along for the entire ride, meaning that because it's not like we got a bunch of stuff we order, yo. We're like broke as broke. So if I get a mysterious package, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna know what it is. And before I even open the package, I'm gonna break out the camera, and you're gonna see it from me opening the package. You're gonna see exactly everything's in the package as I see it. And I'm gonna use it. Like I told them, I at least need a week or two to be able to put it through its paces and get used to using the product, so that I know that I'm getting a good good taste of it myself. And as well as, it's not totally unknown for me to run across little tips and tricks and stuff like that as I'm using it. The product that I was beta testing for the other kind of bigger company, right? Relatively big company. Um, that thing just sucked. That's all I can tell you. That thing just sucked. And it wasn't. No. It was shot in the foot from jump. Um, I'm not gonna go into any more detail on that because I don't want to get in trouble. But that junk, junk. And I noticed, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but there's no talk of it anymore. Howdy, Leo. Have you heard any talk? Have you seen any ads? From anybody. I'm not meaning just the company that I beta tested for that I cannot name. But I haven't seen any of the companies. Have you?
Nope.
They all just like, oh shit, and backed off.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Didn't they give you the option to keep that instead of like getting paid or something?
I did keep it.
Oh, you did get to keep it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Awesome. I
This
didn't know. I don't know how none of that works.
this headset that I'm
Yeah.
yeah, the headset along with my rudder pedals and my X52.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so you know how Jesus turned water into wine, right?
Yeah.
I turned a piece of shit robot lawnmower into a headset and rudder pedals, and not the same way Jesus turned water into wine, mind you. Mine involved putting up an ad and somebody purchasing it and shipping it to them. But, kind of, it was a
Hell
miracle
yeah.
for me. I mean,
Right?
because that thing just wasn't going to be, well, yeah. I will, believe me, folks, when I can, I will speak in depth, but I have to be very careful at this point. And the reason, the reason why I feel necessary to be able to speak in depth when I can is because it's wrong. It is wrong. I mean, wrong, wrong. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I
It is wrong though. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
fucked up. It's messed up.
yes, it is. It is. I think I've talked to you a little bit about the inner workings or non-inner workings, if you will. Yeah, it is. I'll when I can, I'll let you guys
I don't know.
know.
You didn't disclose anything to me.
Um, yeah, it's just it is. It's kind of messed up. Let me take a peek, make sure I'm not laggy or nothing. Okay, I'm definitely looking like I'm. I just called to say. Yeah, I can't do the head bob or the singing, either one. You're gonna have to help me out there. Can you do the piano part or anything?
I am not musically talented in any way, shape, or form.
I see you sneaking in over there, Steve, but I haven't heard peeps from you. What's up, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Barely.
Yeah, you're a little low, but clear.
Okay. I need the microphone volume up then.
Yep.
Okay, I'll try the microphone. Now, how's that?
Yep. Now that's loud. Well, I mean, not loud. It's great. But and I can actually even hear the hiss in the background from when you turn that up. So
Yeah, and
mucho better.
I don't know what the hiss is from. That's,
Well, you're gonna have that. It's because it's not some expensive ass studio mic ran with a phantom power.
well, I'll tell you what. Steve dug through all his stuff and found some earbuds. So that's what I'm using.
I don't
Okay,
know. I
what
can
did he?
barely hear him.
I could barely hear that. You're using what?
Some earbuds.
Oh, earbuds.
Go
Okay.
higher. Go higher with the volume. Turn your mic volume up.
So if you've got earbuds in, you can crank your. Oh yeah, yeah. Say something.
Mary had a police was fighting snow. Too loud.
No, it's not too loud. It still kind of fades in and out, but it's better though.
Definitely say this is. I dug through some stuff and airphone like that came with.
Man, yeah, I don't know. It's fading out real in and out real bad.
I don't know about it.
Yeah, I have no idea. Oh shit.
Sad, isn't it?
Sorry for coughing into the mic, folks. I I couldn't get to my button in time. Oh oh, that's not there's all kinds of issues involved with his mic, I think. I don't know I don't know. Like I said, I think it could be a number of things. He's on an older computer, so I know he's kind of concerned that possibly his computer doesn't have enough resources to do what he's doing. So even if that is an issue, if he goes with like a USB headset, that will take that load off of the computer
It
and
should.
put
Like
it on.
I can't use Discord if there's anything really plugged in. Like if my headset's plugged in with one of those plugs,
Mm-hmm.
dogs plugs. I always have issues with people being like I can play a YouTube video and people hear it. Like it just gives me wacky problems that don't
Mm-hmm.
even make sense.
Well, um, that reminds me.
Is there any way that you can like? Is there? I wish I could just like go on my Amazon and find his name and just send him some.
Well, if you got his address, you can. I would have to look, but I can make that happen.
We need to just make it happen.
Okay, well, I've got it. I just gotta I gotta get a piece of mail and I will give it to you.
Right on.
Hell, he bounced out. He'll probably be back in. Yeah, he sent me tons of stuff over the years. So yeah, I've got his address. I'll
Sweet.
forward it to you. And I appreciate it, brother. I know he will too.
Oh, no problem, man. I'd be happy to do it and help him out.
If I could do it, I damn sure would. Because man, that is Steve is somebody we need to really be able to hear and needs to be involved. So I've had
I
many
agree.
long conversations with him, and that's the man that. Oh yeah, yep. And that's one reason I'm so glad to be able to do this now because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to have conversations, not just come on and do the news. I mean, that's fine and that's good.
Yeah, but then you constantly in the chat, and
Hmm.
it is a lot easier this way. Yeah, for sure.
It is.
People can get more involved.
Yep. Yep. And it's opened up. I was saying earlier that I've got the guest open, the guest thing is open. So I put the link in the description. If people want to hop in and join us, they're more than welcome to do so.
Hey, Mike.
Yep, I hear you. That came through, but it's like the same. It's like an overdrived microphone. Like your modulation's way high, but you have to because otherwise we can't hear you. Um, but for some reason it's still kind of garbly, and I'm not really sure what all the issue is there.
We'll get you taken care of.
We're gonna get you hooked up, Steve.
You can. There's a much easier way. You just find a good one, and
Hmm.
I'll just PayPal you, and you send it straight to him.
That'll work
Yeah,
too.
that'll work.
We'll get you hooked up really quick, Steve.
I will.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit. That would have been a mistake, brother. I went to go vape my arc lighter. Not a good thing to do.
I was late. I was installing something and I didn't
Mm.
get I was installing a video game and I didn't want to start up the whole VR thing because I thought it might script the process somehow.
That reminds me of two things. Number one, not one in my e-cig, just one. Number one is I found out today that we can install APKs on our headsets. Oh shit! Come back. We can install APKs on our headsets.
I'm not sure what that is. What do you mean?
Android files,
Oh, really?
Android apps supposedly will work on our headsets.
Oh, that's cool.
So we can put Discord directly on the headset. Because that's what the person that told me that you can do that, that's what they use on their headset. They've got Discord on their headset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gonna
I
have to
was
make that happen.
I was looking through my internet data usage,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like uTorrent, of course, has used a lot of data, and then
No.
obviously Edge but virtual desktop was the number one thing that used the most data, dude. I had, it had used it used like ton of data
Wow.
for the month,
I
and
actually
I haven't even used it that much.
I installed a couple of games earlier. Well, I said games. Well, one of them yesterday. I installed some racing game. That's been kind of a hoot. I kind of enjoy that. It's cheesy, but it's all right.
Yeah.
They're all free stuff because I'm like cheap and poor. So I tried the racing game, and then there's some jig thing I installed today. You know, and then what was the other thing I installed? I don't know, it's some kind of like house you go into, and there's all kinds of different activities. There's one you can go shoot guns, another room you can shoot bows and arrows, ping pong room. There's a room you can spray paint on the wall. I mean, room you can go in and play music with different instruments. I don't know,
Oh, heck yeah.
goofy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just trying to find something cool to do on the headset. I got freaked out by the damn roller coaster thing again, so I gotta quit going into that. Man, that's weird how this headset can do that.
Yeah, it puts you in the zone, man. It's weird.
And it does. For anybody that hasn't put on a VR headset, the immersion is just insane. And it is so worth it is worth the Quest 3 is out now, and I would tell people to definitely get the Quest 3 because it's light years ahead of this. Oops. Oops.
But if you're wanting to get into VR, just to try it, this is awesome, and you can get them dirt cheap on Facebook Marketplace, like $150.
Yep, because everybody's buying the Quest 3s right now. But if you can afford a Quest 3, you'd be better off. I certainly wish I had one, but I am not a covetous person. I am not somebody that does that. If I'm blessed and able to, then great. But this works fine. Um, but like I was saying, the immersion is incredible. You can go places that you never dreamed. You know, you can go check out Grand Canyon. You can go. I mean, just anything you can imagine. It is so cool. Um, yeah, I was in a room earlier,
Yeah,
and
you
that
can sit in your room and literally feel like you're in a movie theater by yourself in the
hmm
center watching anything you want. You
with
can
a big
because you
old
can do it
screen
on
in front of you.
Netflix, anything.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like you're in a theater. You got this big, huge screen in front of you, and it's awesome. It
So if you
is.
got a tiny little apartment and you always wanted like an incredible media system, just get a VR because it's all there. It's seriously the sound, the picture,
Everything.
everything.
And it is so strange because we could go to separate places in here in the room, and you can hear that. I mean, and it's weird. Everything is like with the audio, everything is perfect as far as like where the sound is coming from and how far it's away. They call it spatial sound, spatial audio, and it is really weird. And the probably the oddest thing for me is I used to be an audiophile. I was very much into very high definition audio systems, especially in cars. And so I've heard a good stereo system or two, and I've had several. You know, I was one of those kids that ran around with a stereo system that was worth like 10 times what my car was. I was one of those guys. And, you know, I can tell you the audio, no, you don't have the big boom and bass and all that. But as far as the 3D sound, oh my goodness, it's perfect. It is perfect. And it's weird because there's just two slots. That's it. There's just two slots.
Yep.
But anyway, I know a lot of people, oh, we don't care about it. Trust me. They are, I never thought I was going to like it as much as what I do. And I only got this headset for flight sim. That is all I got this headset for. And I'm slowly learning more and more. And I like it. I'm just old and I'm slow at learning more and more now. So, especially with this thing's like, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I just don't know where I need to go to learn, how I need to learn, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, I've got so many things you can do, but I don't know how to do any of it, you know? There's like Horizon Worlds you can go into and build all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I like building stuff, but I have no idea where to even begin.
Yeah,
It's
I
messed
wouldn't
up.
either. That's how I feel about painting stuff in
So,
Microsoft Flight Sim.
speaking about people not knowing how to build shit, what's up with this nonsense? Now we can't even launch a Minuteman 3 successfully? Now, I have to question, was that a completely authentic and generic anomaly? Or was that an encouraged anomaly? And I would say if it was an encouraged anomaly, we're in deep crap. Deep crap. So,
You mean like push the button?
what's that, Steve?
You mean like pushing the destruct button?
Right. I mean, and this is, they said that it still provided vital data. Now, again, they're not saying anything.
Works.
What's that? You just barely came in for a moment.
Well, great. And, can you hear me now?
Yeah, off and on. Like I say, it's real kind of in and out.
It sounds
Yeah.
kind of asinine that we can't make one of those work, but you can pretty much set a Cessna on autopilot and fly it across the damn country by itself.
Right. What, Steve?
The earphone's microphone too.
Oh, okay. So it's got I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Well, we're going to get you hooked up with something that's going to work perfect. I guarantee it.
Well, the valuable information the start button works.
Well, you got a USB port on the front of your computer, right?
Yeah, I only got two.
Okay.
Can you get one of those things where I unplug you and there's like a thing got 4 plugs you can plug into that?
I'm not sure what you need.
USB port.
Oh, the problem is though, is if you're having audio ducking issues, you're still going to have those issues. And if you have just a standard USB headset, that USB headset is going to take care of 100% of the audio. So in other words, you're not going to have bleed over. You're not going to have any of that.
Yeah,
I
every
only
program
do
you have on
USB.
your computer is going to automatically switch to it.
Yeah.
Everything.
You'll see anything computer related, you'll love it.
I only have USB ports though.
Do what?
He says he doesn't have very many. Well, you can unplug it when you're done.
Yeah, or if there's one open on the back that you can plug it into, that'll work too.
Yeah.
Open the back. That's why expansion for the number of USB ports.
Oh, I just caught what you were saying, Steve. You said you've got it's a hub. You said do you have a hub or you need a hub?
No, can use a hub for this where it's got 4 ports and you've got one
Oh,
output.
Roger. Yes. Yes, Steve, you can.
It will recognize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay, that's what I needed for a long time. Boys, I keep on plugging crap. Same thing with the output. I've got a microphone output, evidently, I'm using right now, and then there's another output for the speaker.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Transmitter.
Yep. Well, you'll see when you plug this headset in, you'll see the very first time you come in here, it'll be crystal clear both ways.
What's the headset deal you're talking about?
Do what?
What's the thing you're talking? I mean, when I get in.
The headset you're gonna get, man. You're gonna get one whether you like it or not.
Well, I feel bad for it. Yeah, you're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it.
That's right. You're gonna own it and you're gonna be happy.
My aunt knew that. Would say, well, what is it, Joy? Well, what do you think that's a restaurant? You're gonna eat it. You're gonna like it. Okay.
Yep. And then you'll have to tell everybody about the when you got good clear audio. And I know you have before, but you haven't in a long time. You'll have to tell the geese story.
The geese?
The geese story. Or do I got it wrong again?
I
said ducks last time.
Huh?
I called them ducks last time.
Called them ducks.
Yeah, the geese.
Oh, the geese.
Yeah, the geese. Yeah, you know, the things you went to jail, the geese. You know why you went to jail? Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that. I'm not done with those people. A legal thing tonight, this foundation, they're attorney. I've talked to him before. What stuck out was Kansas in the article, which one guy wants to do this waxing hair. There's a formula where you use lemon juice, honey, and sugar. And you mix it together with a tar type thing. You put that skin, and then you pull it off, and it brings it, takes the hair off. They wanted to go to for like a month and a half, and $15 or some deal to do it. So they're doing under the permit, the licenses illegal.
Hey Steve, I'm not catching enough of that to understand what you're saying. I'm trying, but I'm only hearing like every third word. And then it went dead. Kick it again.
Get out the duct tape.
Use the blue hammer this time. The blue hammer. Yeah, we'll get them hooked up. Yeah, just get me one of them.
You can hear me, Steve. You're gonna need 2 cups and a string.
A very long string.
Very long string.
Oh man. Yeah, though on this ordeal, Pentagon's ICBM test ends in anomaly. I don't know what to think of that, and I'm a little concerned. Because again,
And then Anomaly, like the 30-year-old computer system that controls it somehow fucking went awry.
mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got these all out of order. I'm sorry, folks. Um, Israeli attack on refugee camp in atrocity or an atrocity, says the UN, and they actually had admitted to this. So this isn't one of their, because Israel likes to do a lot of strikes and stuff like that, and then not claim what they did, and but they claim this. They wholly claim this, and they are of the opinion that all those innocent lives were worth it because of the life of one commander, one higher up um, that was in the building and or in the area. And I don't even know when the guy from Israel was asked point blank whether or not that person was if they got the guy, he couldn't even say. He didn't know. Um, but something just by the way that the reporter asked it seemed to make me think that they didn't get the guy. Um, but I don't know. I can't say either way. I don't know. Um, but anyway, there's a lot of hell being raised about this particular attack, and I don't think you're gonna really see it in there. I should go to the right one. Even, and this should be a, well, this is sorry, I was one article ahead. This is Israel willing to cause mass civilian casualties. Says Israeli government is willing to kill large numbers of civilians in order to defeat Hamas in Gaza, and told Americans this in private conversations. The New York Times has reported. Well, it's not a secret, so they call it collateral damage, and that's just how they look at it. They don't care. Um, but uh, the one that I wanted more note on the subject, Lindsey Graham speaking up on the matter. And if he speaks on anything related to war, he's nothing but a war hawk. It says U.S. should stand by Israel and its campaign against Hamas, no matter how heavy a toll it takes on the civilian population in Gaza. Senator Lindsey Graham has argued. He likened Israel's military operation against the militants to the Allies' struggle against Nazi Germany and Japan during World War II. And this is nonsense. There is no comparison. The only comparison I can see involving Nazis and Jews and the situation going on, the script is flipped. And the Jews are the ones that's acting like in my opinion, that's my opinion. Um, I don't know. They're the ones that are trying to take people's land, and it's really hard for me to go along with the story that for thousands of years people can live on an area of land, and then in 1948, a bunch of rich white dudes could sit down in a room and say, you know what? That land that these people have occupied for thousands of years isn't their land.
I'm gonna give it to you.
I'm giving it to these people, and it's fair, right? And the whole damn thing's been a joke. Supposedly, in the beginning, the idea of a two-state solution was pretty well accepted by both sides. And truth be told, neither side have fully respected anything of the sort. That's the way it is. I think, and this is my opinion, I am a person that's much in support of a two-state solution. But what I think needs to happen is I think that somebody else needs to set up that two-state solution. I don't think Israel should be involved in the construction of that two-state solution. I think they should just be damn happy with what they get out of that two-state solution, as well as Palestine. But I think it should be fair to both. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, it would not be fair to just tell all the Israeli people they got to go because, you know, because it was wrong that what happened. Because again, you've got generations of people now that have made that their home, and it's wrong to just expect them to uproot their entire life and their entire family's lives and go somewhere else again because a bunch of rich white people in a room decided it, you know. So there is going to have to be, again, a third party that does this and that implements this. And when I say third party, I'm not necessarily meaning one country. It can be a group of countries. But then they're also going to have to oversee it. And I do think that there's going to need to be a very, very thick, tall wall in between the Israeli section and the Palestinian section for the unforeseeable future. Because, I mean, I get it on both sides. I get it. You know, when you have loved ones that get killed by an enemy combatant, regardless of the situation, regardless of whose side, it's going to cause other people in that family to have those same types of feelings towards the other group of people. In other
Mm-hmm.
words, for a while, things are going to be a little touchy. And so it'd be a good idea to keep the two sides apart. Um, yes, segregated. It's I don't know what else to do. Now at the same time, I think maybe they should discuss. In one sense, they call them demilitarized zones, which of course they do need a demilitarized zone. But my opinion, I vote for the idea of them letting that DMZ, so to speak, be occupied as well by individuals that don't want segregation, because you do have Arabs that are very friendly with Jews, and you have Jews that are very friendly with Arabs, and they don't have a problem with one another. These are people that have been dealing with one another, working with one another, talking and living with one another for a long time. And so if you were to just put that hard wall there and make one go to one side and the other go to the other side, and you got all those relationships, including families and everything else, that you're going to be splitting apart.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that live in between the two zones can teach the people that live on the outsides of that middle zone a whole hell of a lot, but it's going to take time to do it. And so while the tensions are still high, you need to keep the most part of the people apart from one another. That's how I would deal with the situation. I know
I
that's
think
probably
I
not
think
a
that's
popular opinion.
I think
Hmm?
that's the idea that would work. I think that in reality, um, you know, three's a crowd. Two,
Yeah,
only two people can fight. You know, you can't fight with yourself, and the strongest always wins. You know,
right.
and
Well, and
it
that's why
just
you
seems
need.
like that's the way it works throughout history. Anytime, no matter what land you're on,
Yeah,
if
and
there's
and that's
two
why
groups of
somebody
people who
else,
think differently, they're always gonna fight.
and that's why somebody else needs to oversee it,
Yeah.
and it's why neither side should be allowed a military.
But then that person's like the moderator and like the one that You know, then you always got that
The
thumb
babysitter.
over your head, the babysitter. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the father's children are bickering again,
Yeah.
and they need an adult to step in and hold them apart for a little bit. And that's truly what's going on. It's
It's
the father's children bickering again, and his instruction for us is to stay out of it. That is his instruction for us. We aren't supposed to get ourselves wrapped up in that. Nor are we supposed to pick a side and judge one or the other, but that got thrown all to hell. But yeah, we're not supposed to mess with that. That's been going since before the Bible, and will go long after the Bible repeats several times. I don't think that ever changes. So it's man is flawed, and that's a fact. And I don't know. I think in one way or another, every single human being has a weakness,
yeah, for
and
sure.
that I think that they would give in to given the chance. Everybody, including me. The only thing I can say for myself is I've made damn sure that the same weaknesses that I used to always fall prey to have not even been around, have not even been a possibility, and I've made sure of it
That's
because
one of the main ways to do it. Yeah, I mean,
I am tired of driving this car into the ditch, man.
I had a lot of people in my life that was around some stuff that it's just like I had to disassociate. I've had to
Yeah,
disassociate myself with so many people just because I know that if I hang around them, I'm gonna fucking, or excuse my French, I'm gonna
you're
take
fine.
part. You know?
Yeah, well, I now see, I wasn't quite, that wasn't my attitude. I didn't hang around with the people that I used to hang around with because I was worried about taking part. I didn't want anything, and a lot of that was drinking. A lot of them became alcoholics and stuff.
Yeah, but
And I don't,
but if it's something you liked, you want to take
I
part
see,
in it.
I never did like it. I
Yeah.
never liked it from day. I never liked
I
alcohol.
was
I never,
never a drinker either. Yeah.
yeah, and so I didn't. I just really didn't. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I was a teenager. I've had my drunken moments, but I never did. And even then, I didn't like it. I'd rather smoke weed, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. Um, just the way it is. um. Anyway, what else do I have on this nonsensios? Wait, where's my mouse at? Making sure. Okay, I still look fluid. Yesterday I got real laggy for some reason. Oh, could be because I hit the wrong buttons. Pope Francis calling for a two-state solution. And I don't know about you, but anytime I find myself agreeing with the Pope, I go check myself over pretty well. I make sure I can remember my social security number, make sure I didn't put on my underwear inside out.
You think
Sometimes that
that could work
happens.
for America?
We could try. How about we've got the perfect test candidate,
I think we'd
Chicago.
need three.
Well, that works, but
Three
I'll donate
stations.
Chicago. I donate Chicago to be a test zone. We'll just
Yeah.
build a wall around that sumbitch and forget about it.
Yeah.
That pretty much like the politicians have done. So, uh, yeah, that might work. I, you know, if it would do any good, I'd say great that he calls for this, but I don't think it's going to do any good. And there's something. Can you by chance tell me, you've got the title there, Pope Francis calls for two-state solution. Now there's a sub headline right under that. Can you tell me the second word of that sub headline?
Roman.
Oh, that was you. Yeah, Roman, Roman,
Why did
Roman,
they never usually refer
Roman.
to him as the Roman? They just say
And
the Pope.
Catholic.
Yeah, the
Right, or
Catholic.
the Pope.
Yeah,
Yeah. They actually put it that time.
the Roman
The
Catholic.
Roman.
Huh.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting? And that right there in the religious sense is the most powerful man on the planet. And
Yeah,
A
it's crazy,
Roman.
huh?
It's a Roman. What? I can't remember. What was it the Romans did in the Bible? It's foggy. I can't
I don't
remember.
know.
What were they known for doing?
I don't know.
Huh. Oh,
It's
that's
strange.
right.
I know they talked to the Jews about some stuff.
And they nailed Yeshua to the cross. That's what it was. The Romans nailed Yeshua to the cross. Now I remember. And now I remember the most powerful religious organization on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, are the same people that nailed Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, your Savior, to the cross. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, right there. So think about that when you're
They
listening to
nailed.
those people. What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yep,
They nailed thousands of people. They lined the roads with
yep.
Oh yeah,
crosses.
And if
that was
folks
why the
did,
Jewish. It wasn't necessarily against the law to the in the Jewish faith, so they had them punished under Roman law.
yep, yep. And if for anybody that didn't hear Steve, they did that to thousands of people, and he is correct. And that
It
right
was
there, that
that
huh?
reminder who was in charge.
Yep, yep. You know, and then of course
We
we
have
all know who.
today,
What's that?
just like we have today.
Yep, yep. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I wish this would do good. I really do, but I don't think it's going to do a damn bit of good. I don't think it's going to do anything. Nope. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's anything I had beyond that. Nope. Um. Yeah. I mean, that's my solution too. Two-state solution with a DMZ, allowing people that wanted to intermingle
It
to
would
live in
be.
the DMZ.
I think that'd be a great idea. I
How do you
don't
think
think
allow
the
somebody
guy
to be
running the country right now, though, has any intention of
Oh no,
that.
no, none of them do. What's that, Steve?
I said, would you think the Muslims would be happy with that?
Yeah.
I
If
think
Okay.
there
they
was an
would.
honest, yeah, I think
Yeah.
if there was an honest two-state solution being worked at, yes, I do. But
Why
that's just
wouldn't they,
it.
man? Anything more than what they got would be a freaking blessing. They have
They they
nothing.
were they were promised a two-state solution and then given an open-air prison.
Yeah.
So they didn't get what they were promised, and
And
that's
if
kind
you've
of and
looked at it on the map, there's no farmland. There's nothing
nothing.
there for them to sustain their people.
Mm-mm.
They're all
Nope.
100% rely on Israel, and this is why they're cut off from everything now.
Yep. Yep. And anything
That's
they
the
get,
definition of a prison. I don't know what is.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. Yep. Um. Hey, we got some headlines here. Last night, this one came out after the show, and we've kind of already touched upon it. U.S. and Israel weighing peacekeepers for Gaza. They're talking about babysitters. But again, no real workings on a solution to this, just putting more babysitters in place. Uranium prices hit highest level for 15 years.
Are
Well,
you
I
still
wonder
talking?
why. What's that? What's that, Steve? Oh, I thought I heard him say something.
Everybody's frozen.
Oh, everybody's frozen. Am I frozen? Oh, no?
Now, why couldn't we just make a world law like the UN? Just be like, you can't no longer mine uranium. Period.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think it's insane. And you know, the truth of the matter is the reason why they push nuclear so much is so that they can get the weapons grade material from it. And it's sad because I'm sitting there looking at all those nuclear reactors going, you know, there's easily situations that these reactors could be put in that would compromise them. Earthquakes, tornadoes, you know. Why do we think this is a good idea? I mean, it's just beyond me. And if it was a such damn good idea, why isn't this some bitch like 5 miles underground or something? You
Yeah.
know? So I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
And I
they always
realize,
talk about, like, if you wanna fix the problem, go to the source of the problem. The source is when it comes out of the ground, period.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if you just stop that, then there's nothing to sell, nothing to do, nothing. It's just done. You can't mine for it, period.
So I wish somebody could get a hold of this control of this nation just to be able to set it right or something. Because
Uh,
you know, right now, as far as energy is concerned, if we were to look at all the options on the table, by far natural gas is just light years ahead of everything else right now. And if we went to natural gas for our power generation, for, you know, heating homes, for cooking and all that, not only do we have an energy supply forever, but, and I mean, like literally forever. I mean, there's just one shale field or whatever would last eons. You know, it's stupid. And once they achieve that, being able to produce so much natural gas, then they decided, oh, we can't use that no more. The cleanest burning fuel that we have, and we can't use it anymore. And
isn't
it's
there
really,
just like spots of that across the globe that are just spewing into the atmosphere all day long because
yeah,
there's nothing
yeah,
capturing it?
nothing capturing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's mind blowing to me. Um, and there's other areas too that we could massively be harvesting energy from, and we don't. You know how many areas that we could actually put in like a geothermal type of system because of nearby volcano, you know, and we could have that volcano actually producing power for us by taking some of the heat from it. It is mind blowing to me all of the different, and I know you're limited on locations for facilities like that, but there are a number of different things that we can actually be doing that would be actually sustainable forms of energy that we don't go anywhere near. They've got
yeah.
this one thing that's a
The
big tower. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's a big tower with wind turbines in it. And what happens is and it's a big, tall tower, because of the difference in air temperature, this thing automatically will pull air, draw air to it, just because of the difference in the temperature of the air at the top of it, because it's so high, and the temperature it automatically creates an airflow through there that wind, no wind, it wouldn't matter. The thing 24/7 will produce electricity.
yeah,
Why the hell aren't we doing this?
yeah. And another
Hey.
thing, I mean, I think dams was really that's probably one of the best sources of energy I think man's created to
Mm-hmm.
date.
Yeah.
And they just take it on too far, too big of a scale sometimes. I think if we had, more spread
Mm-hmm.
apart and without destroying so much land in the meantime.
In the
But
process, or
yeah,
controlling people's resources with it, because they did
exactly.
that a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. Let's see. Russia poised to sharply increase oil exports in November. Biden threatens to veto Israel aid package because there's not enough in there for the big guy. Let's see. Ukraine's top security official targets Zelensky critics. EU looks to expand sanctions on Russia, says Bloomberg. Yeah, because that worked the first time, and the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. It's not working. Ukraine is losing, says a Russian defense minister. Well, good job, Sherlock. Asia's share of Russia's foreign trade hit 70%. Iran planned to assassinate U.S. officials, says FBI. Well, can we help them with that list? I mean, could we could nominate people? Could we vote for the people, the top 10 list on the Iranian hit list? Can we vote for that? Let's see. Another wave of Israeli strikes hit Gaza refugee camp. We spoke on that. U.S. designed F-16s will survive just a few weeks in Ukraine, says Moscow. Well, I've been saying the same damn thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a formidable aircraft. The new F-16s, the up-to-date F-16s are badass. I mean, they are
Yeah.
badass. They did a good job in the simulator at emulating just the flexibility of the F-16 aircraft. It is remarkable to fly.
Right now, as a pilot, I'd be terrified to even go near Russia after hearing about the missiles.
Yeah, I mean that's the only time I know of. No warnings, no nothing. Just
That's
poof,
insane.
gone.
That was a show of power right there. Just a little bit of like, hey, check this
Yep,
out.
yep. And that's what they're doing.
And that's what I've been saying from the beginning. That Russia, when they first invaded Ukraine, everyone's like, oh, they're going all balls to the wall. They
no,
were
they
sending in the
won't.
weakest people they had,
Yep,
the oldest equipment they had. It was just,
yep.
it was nothing, no show of force at all, honestly.
Nope. Let's say Ukraine doubles down on efforts to ensure Washington's support, says Politico. Good job with that. Good luck, I should say. Russian wide-body jet makes first test flight. Let's see. UK investments a colossal mistake, says Russian tycoon. Covered that one. Israel says relations with Russia are normal. Normal. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that's not true. German court orders return of seized property to sanctioned Russian billionaire, which is, in my opinion, the right thing to do because he's got nothing to do with it. You know, I mean that was crazy. So Russia invades Ukraine, and then people started stealing all the rich people's stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, that's nuts. Boris
Hmm.
Johnson wanted to let COVID kill the elderly, says an ex-aide. Well, it seems like there was a state governor that kind of had that plan going on as well. Ukraine conflict fatigue is growing, says Italian PM, tells pranksters. Yeah. Musk slams Soros for eroding the fabric of civilization. Musk wasn't the only one. Joe Rogan, I believe it was the other one that also slammed the guy into the dirt. Amnesty calls for Israel Gaza arms embargo. Investigators want Pussy Riot co-founder arrested in absentia. Absentia. I heard a little bit of tapping.
Okay.
European. I heard a little bit. What was that?
Are you still talking?
Yeah, yeah, we are. I just barely heard you. I'm thinking he don't hear me. European country calls snap elections to reduce tensions. Romanov family charity commemorated in Moscow. Yikes. My headset's a little tight. Biden took $40,000 in laundered Chinese money, says the House Oversight Chair. And he's not been arrested. Why? Oh, that's right. You can't arrest the president. That's right. Pope Francis. Oh, I covered that. Actually, I think I covered the rest of them. Yep, I did. Is there any new stuff? I do see a one there. West hurting itself with sanctions, says Putin, and that would be correctamundo.
So, science question.
Uh-huh.
If you have a ball and then you have a rail all the way around it
Mm-hmm.
with a ball bearing in it, and you spin the ball, will the ball bearing stay here? If it has little to no friction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you build one all the way around the planet, technically that ball would always stay in the same spot. And the planet would rotate and it would stay in the same spot in that rail if it had no friction, right?
Right.
I was just curious.
But we, at this point in time, do not know how to achieve no friction.
Yeah.
Um, that would be the problem.
I was just thinking
Like,
like, the stupid ideas for like like if you could somehow oh, I don't know. Subject for a different day.
well, I mean, there's a lot of attempts that's been made at different perpetual motion devices.
I was just thinking of a way to harness the power of the Earth's rotation would be the ultimate way
Well,
to make power.
or gravity.
Yeah.
And I came up with the device myself. Actually, I came up with it in junior high, and I built the first test model or prototype literally with an erector set. I kid you not. And if I would have had um, some some certain types of technology, then it would have been 100% success. But I didn't have access to any good solar panels or anything like that at the time. I was a kid. So the
Mhm.
only solar panel that I even had, and I'd say panel cell that I even had, was the one that came in the Radio Shack experiment kit that you got with a little motor and a little bitty solar cell,
Mhm.
and that's what I had. And I almost got it to work with that, but it just wasn't quite enough. Now, perpetual motion, I wasn't trying to go after perpetual motion because, well, I mean, come on. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying I probably don't know the answer to that question.
Just make
Um,
something super efficient.
you don't have to have perpetual motion. Just have something that's super efficient and then have something else. Hang on 1 second. Eh, okay, had to blow my nose. Um, so what this device would do is it was basically imagine a Ferris wheel. And instead of the Ferris wheel having like the baskets or whatever that people ride in, it had troughs.
Mhm.
And let's say that the right side, the troughs on the right side of the Ferris wheel would constantly be kept full. The reason or the way that they would be kept full is because the turning of that Ferris wheel would not only turn generator, but it would also turn auger type pump to pump water back up at an angle, which takes less force but takes more volume, and refill those troughs. Now, you are not going to make up all of the energy that you need. In other words, you're not going to completely keep filling those troughs because of friction and everything else that plays a part. All of that stuff you're going to lose.
Mhm.
However, if you had, say, solar panels that would run pumps that would assist the auger pump, then between the combination of the two, using just a little bit of the sustainable energy along with gravity,
Yeah.
you can achieve the power generation that you need. And individuals could have literally their own independent power station, not much larger than, it'd be tall, but, an 8x8 shed, but it would be tall, and you could have a way to produce your own power. Well, it'd have to be bigger than 8x8, probably about twice as big, but you could most definitely build something like that. And again, you're not even trying to achieve perpetual motion. You're just trying to get some assistance from gravity and then use other forms of sustainable energy in order to help out to keep that natural energy going. And I think a lot of people, when they think of doing this types of stuff, I think they reach too high and reach for things that we haven't been able to achieve yet. So when I look at what we have been able to achieve, I say, well,
Well,
why can't we just put
I've
two
always
into
thought
one?
about that too. Like, there's so many perpetual motion machines out there, and I've always thought, why aren't people combining these to make something just stupid
Well,
efficient to where you got to put a
nobody
little bit of power into it and you get a bunch out?
nobody has ever built a true perpetual
Well, no,
device.
I'm saying, but they're really
But
efficient. So if you,
they're really efficient, but you go adding a generator to that though, and no longer
but
efficient.
like you say, the solar,
You
that's
have a
then it's different.
secondary input. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. You have that secondary input. You take two inputs to make one output. And people aren't doing that. I don't even see people trying to do that,
right.
That's just like, you hear a lot of people, and I was actually happy to hear my brother say something. Uh, won't go into any detail on that. I'll leave that at that. Shouldn't have said that, but uh, I, you know, I think that somebody who wants to have an off the grid setup and they've got solar and stuff like that, in many cases, depending on where they are, obviously, but in many cases, it's a good idea to go ahead and have a wind generator up too
Mm-hmm.
to be able to run at night if you need that little bit of extra power. And those really, to be honest, aren't that bad in price. I mean, the smaller ones, you could get three smaller ones or something, and I'm sure as long as you've got, some wind where you're at, that's going to help tremendously. You
Yeah,
know. So, but you don't see people doing that so much. I think a lot of it's because people aren't aware of the technology for one, and for two, there's not nearly as many charge controllers for wind generation. And the thing is
that's what scares me away from it is knowing how to set up the batteries and all the panels and all, to hook it all up.
that's all easy. Actually, that's all pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Um, you know, with the
But
problem when
that's
you
what
add,
scares me away. That's what I'm saying. So I think that's what scares a lot of people away.
well,
Like they know
yeah,
they can
yeah.
get a wind generator but they're like, well, where do I
Well,
gotta
and
have a
then
pallet of batteries somewhere. Where am I gonna
the
put that?
sad
How do I
thing
hook it up?
the sad thing, and this is something, and I can say the company name because I had nothing to do with this product in any way, but like EcoFlow now offers like a whole home solution. That's what they call it, a whole home solution, right? Don't do that, folks. That is such a waste of money. You're spending way more than what you have to, and aren't getting near the performance of what you should be able to get for that type of investment. What they essentially have is their big units, the big EcoFlow Pro units, the Delta Pros, and then they have extra battery units that you could buy and attach to them as well. But by the time you get done investing in just those damn things alone, enough of them to run your entire house, holy cow, you could have bought your entire system twice. Twice. And you haven't even bought panels yet. You've just bought these stupid ass power boxes that are way overpriced for what they do.
Hmm.
It's not a wise thing. And I will recommend anybody, if you're interested in doing solar, if you want to do your own setup or something, go to Renogy's website. Renogy. Check out what they have to offer. Um, there's a really dumb way of doing things, and using a whole house backup power solution with these portable or semi-portable units is stupid. I mean, that is stupid on so many levels. Plus, like I say, you're going to be way more into it than what you need to be. But you can go on there. Renogy's got everything. They've got the combination inverter charge controllers, which is what I would recommend if you're going with a whole home solution. And they've got the lithium batteries. So, and of course, they've got the solar panels. They got everything there to hook you up straight. And, you don't have a lot of the problems with the Renogy, dedicated units like you do with, I mean, there's all kinds of, a number of issues that people's had with those EcoFlows. They've been away. They've had the unit set up at a cabin or something they're not normally at and been away. And for whatever reason, the unit shut down. And guess what? They can't turn their stuff back on unless they physically go wherever it is and push that button. Now, what the hell good is that?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are finding that. Then there is a big issue a lot of times with the different components with installing the smart home panel. No, stay away from all that nonsense. Renogy.com. Buy yourself, if you're doing a whole home, buy yourself a real system. Stay away from the, once these solar generators, these portable power boxes, once they became the new Blackstone grill or the new pellet grill or the new whatever's next, um, that was the end of getting a quality product for a little while. Because you've got so many companies that's trying to outdo the other company that they're building shit products at a premium price and people are still buying it up. Why? Because they got to be cooler than their buddy, or at least as cool as their buddy, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um, be careful with that stuff, folks, because there's a lot of sharks out there. There's a whole lot of sharks out there, and they will take advantage of what you don't know. And you know, all this stuff, solar and stuff, it's relatively easy. It really, truly is. Um,
It's one thing that really frustrates me
what's
is
that?
like people going camping and stuff. I'm all for camping and like the bush life and all that. But I see a lot of people use those the little propane tanks. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of them. I like them. They're convenient. But
Mm-hmm.
what a waste of resources. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
All that
Mm-hmm.
aluminum for like half an hour's worth of gas that you throw away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always recommend anybody that's got those get the adapters and just refill their own tanks with either a barbecue grill
Oh, I
style
didn't even know you could
or
do that.
yes, you can.
Well, that's awesome. I'm
Yes,
gonna
you
do
can.
that now. I gotta look into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I always tell people, "What's up,
That'll
Steve?
save me a bunch of money.
I seen you hit the little hand up button. What's up?" I'm not hearing like nothing. It's
What
like
do you think
completely
about
silent.
corn pellets for a heating source?
I don't know. I don't know enough about them. I suppose
Mm.
they'd probably do pretty well.
I've been
I
thinking
would
about
think.
getting one
I would imagine it would do pretty well.
just because it would be, you can get a whole like a bin to hold corn in. You can get an old one for like $200,
Oh
and
wow.
I figure you fill it up for a winter. That should last you a whole winter for sure.
Yeah, we weren't able to get any diesel this month. Hopefully next month we'll be able to get a little bit of diesel. Then I'll be able to make a
I don't
video for
know.
everybody on
It's getting more and more
um
every day, bro.
oh yeah, I know. We couldn't afford any of this month. Um
$30 got me a quarter of a tank yesterday.
I hear you. I hear you. I I'm really looking forward to doing the clean out on that heater and showing everybody how to go through and maintain them.
I really want one of those too, but I'm just so terrified of the whole CO2 thing. I don't know with heaters. That's why I switched to all electric,
Well, you
but
can
now
put
that I've switched to all electric, I'm scared that if my power goes out, I don't have a
you
way to
don't
heat my
have
house
nothing.
now.
You don't have to put the unit inside, dude. You can put the whole damn thing outside and just have the heat tube running inside.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what a lot of people do because they're freaked. Yeah, a lot of people are freaked out about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me because I understand parts per million and I understand
But
how
you
bad.
tweaked yours a little too, right? I mean, you like upgraded it or you had to do something
Yeah,
to it. I
yeah,
remember.
yeah. But it's still not going to be burning any cleaner or anything than any other one out there. It's still going to be, as far as output, it's still the same.
Okay.
Um, I you know, the thing of it is, if you're using it in a house, the only place you need to really worry about those diesel heaters, the only place you really need to be concerned is if you're using it in a camper or like in a boat, in the hull of a boat. When you're in a real tight, cramped, confined space, yes, you need to be very well on top of CO, dangers and stuff like that, because it doesn't take much to take you out if you're in that tight, confined space. But in a house, that's different. Um, it would really take that thing burning really bad for a while to build up enough carbon, monoxide in here. First of all, our carbon monoxide detectors would go off. That would be the first thing. But secondly, if it was burning that inefficiently and exhausting inside, you're gonna know it. You're gonna smell it. And I totally get that carbon monoxide doesn't. It's odorless. It's tasteless. It's colorless. I get all that. But diesel fuel is not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And inefficiently ran diesel fuel is going to stink along with produced carbon monoxide. So you're gonna get that diesel odor. It's gonna smell nasty, and you're gonna know. Um, if you're in a tight confined space, you just may always smell diesel because you're in a tight confined space with a diesel unit.
Hmm.
So that's a hard indicator in a tight confined space. But again, for normal usage for somebody in a home or whatever, it's not a concern. Get a carbon monoxide or a carbon dioxide detector. I mean,
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
here by law, you got to have one. So,
Yeah.
um, and even homeowners by law have to have them here,
Yeah.
which is but I mean, we rent, and yeah, landlords have to have it. They have to keep up on it and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
yep.
We got one. I always take it in the garage with me when like it usually stays in the kitchen or something, but I take it in the garage with me when I run my Nipco heater.
Mhm.
Those, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yeah.
I sure would like something a little more efficient than that.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can't go wrong with those diesel heaters. They they do have their quirks, and you have to understand their quirks. Um, and usually the biggest quirk really there is that after using it for a season, they usually do need a good clean out. There's a hole that the air to start it, the air initially comes into this little bitty hole, and if that hole is clogged up, or if the screen that is right beneath that hole is clogged up, it gets hard to light. Like mine's hard to light. And it's not hard to light, but sometimes it takes it twice to light because it needs cleaned out. And once I clean that all out, the thing will fire right off every time. So you got to know little things about that. But other than that, they're pretty well straightforward and simple, and there's not a lot. There's really not a lot to them, and very simple, basic, crude idea. My experience with those, well, not with the diesel ones, but when I did hydraulics work, our only heat in the shop was a waste oil heater, and it worked on much the same principles. It pressurized. Um, oh, it pressurized um the diesel fuel, pushed it through an atomizing nozzle, so it would spray and a mist. And now it had a high energy ignition, a spark that would light it. And then once it was lit, there was a metal bar in front of it. And once it was lit long enough to make sure that metal bar was nice and red hot, then the igniter would shut off, and the red bar, or the cherry red glowing bar, would keep it burning until it shut off. And but being that we ran used motor oil in the thing, it constantly needed cleaned out and fiddled with and all that. So I mean, I got tons of experience working on that damn thing for 3.5 years.
Yeah. I
These
always
little
thought they
bitty,
were pretty awesome.
yeah, they are. They are.
Um, my buddy's where he works for a guy who delivers propane and stuff. So he's got a fleet of trucks, but he's also got a repair shop where they do
Yep.
tires and oil changes and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
when they built their new building, they put in the floor radiant heater, but they run it with a waste oil heater. So
Mm-hmm.
they pretty much have free heat. And
Right.
and it's so crazy because like they can open the huge side door to the building, and as soon as it's shut, it's warm again from that radiant heat. That is such a genius way to heat a home, I think, or a garage or anything.
Yep.
From
I agree. I agree. There are so many awesome ways, man, and it's just unfortunate that. Uh, oh, howdy, apocalyptical Ben. I just noticed you there, brother. You may even already be gone by now. Sorry if you are. I didn't notice that up there. I had my screen down for a little bit, so um. Anyway, I need to probably get going because I probably have two of the female persuasion about ready to kill me because it's long past gummy time. Fun times. Fun times. Okay, well, Steve, we are going to get you taken care of, brother, if you can hear me. And we're going to do that as quickly as possible.
yes,
I see your little hand up there.
yes, we want some express shipping or quickest we can get. Maybe well,
So,
not expensive shipping, Steve. Get it as quick as we can.
we'll get you taken care of, brother. Um, I see your hand up. I take it you're still having the mic issues, or if not, try to speak. But I think I don't hear nothing. Yeah, I see you
Yeah.
raising your hand, but I have no audio from you. We're gonna get you taken care of very quickly, and you need to be a part of this, Steve. I was telling Patrick that you need to be a part of this, so we're gonna get you taken care of. Let's see. I don't know of anything else. Like I said, I need to get out of here and get them their gummies and get to bed. Just let me know what you have in mind for that, Patrick, and we'll get him taken care of. And
Alrighty.
I guess aside from that, I will see everybody, God willing, tomorrow evening. So hope everybody
Peace.
has a good night. Yep. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom, folks. Have a good night. Good night, Steve.